Hello, artists. Today we are going to learn how to create our own woven basket using a few different materials, okay? And so remember, we've been learning about the Ohlone culture, who are our neighbors, our indigenous neighbors in the Bay Area. And they, of course, weave beautiful baskets using grasses and natural things found in the Bay Area. We're going to use a few different materials to create our own basket. And as you see, I've been showing you my first basket I've already created. And what I did is I first, of course, used a little paper cup. And this is a paper Dixie cup. Any kind of cup would work. If you had a cup like this as well from like McDonald's or something, you could also use a cup that is made out of the same materials. The only thing you need to think about is the larger the cup, the more yarn or string you're going to need to weave your basket. All right, so I'm going to use this smaller cup that I have right here. You can get these at Walmart or the dollar store or Target or anywhere. You might even have some at home. I'm also going to use a little piece of duct tape. I have some green duct tape here. It could be any kind of tape, really, just something that's really sticky that will help the yarn stick on the bottom. I'm going to also use a pair of scissors, and you might want to get your parents' help with using the scissors. And last but not least, I'm going to use some yarn over here, okay? And so this yarn I've had for a while. It is my favorite color. That's why I bought this green color, and it has a little bit of shininess in it, which reminded me of the shiny shells that the Ohlone tribe also adds to their baskets, okay? So here's what we're going to do first. We're not going to use the yarn first. That's going to be our next step. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to use my scissors in the opening of the cup to cut out 6 or 7 actually little strips of the cup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors, I'm going to put them inside the cup, and it cuts pretty easily, and just cut all the way down to the bottom, and do that to make sure you have 7 strips, and try to make those about equal. Like here's 1 strip, and then now I'm ready to cut another one right here. So that would be 2. And then I'm going to have another one here, 3. Another one here, 4. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And I definitely want to have 7 of these little strips that go down my cup. An odd number is going to work best. All right. So I believe I have 7 of them. What I want to do is I want to count them out now, right? Make sure I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. So I made 7 little spaces right now on my cup. And what I want to do is turn this over now, and I want to look at the bottom of the cup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little piece of my duct tape. Some kind of really sticky tape is what I want to use, and so that's why I'm using duct tape. Mine is also green because that's my favorite color, but of course you can use any color you'd like. You can tear off just a little piece like this. It could even be a little smaller. We don't need very much tape at all. And then we're done with the tape. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach my yarn or string to the bottom of the cup. And so what I'm going to do right now is just take that yarn, I put a little strand of my string in the center, and I'm going to push this little section down right here like this. And that will hold my string or yarn onto my cup. So I do notice that a little bit of my tape is sticking out. I'm going to take my scissors. I'm just going to trim that little part off right there. Perfect. Okay, so now I have my yarn or string attached to my cup. And this is going to become our basket. And so this is similar how the Ohlone tribe has created their baskets. They don't, of course, use paper cups. They were using some grasses that they picked from the land, and then they were kind of weaving those together. And so we're going to start weaving our basket together now. And what we're going to do is we're going to start going in and out of our cup. You can push this more together a little bit more like this. And we're going to do a pattern of going inside. This string is going inside the cup. And then we're going to go around this one on the outside. And then we're going to go inside. And then we're going to go outside. And then we're going to go inside. And then we're going to go outside. And then we're going to go inside, right? And that starts us off again. So now we're going to start our next layer. And so to do that, I'm gonna now, I could turn my cup over this way as well. I'm gonna go outside of the cup, and then I'm gonna go inside the cup. Then I'm gonna go outside the cup. Then I'm gonna go inside the cup. And so I'm just gonna keep going around. I'm going outside, so you can see the string is going outside the cup. Then the next strand is gonna be inside, outside, inside. And you just wanna keep going that same way, it makes a pattern. So again, outside, you can see the string went on the outside, going inside the cup, outside the cup on this flap, and I'm just gonna keep going with my yarn and keep pulling some more yarn off of the bolts, right? Or the bulk of the yarn, right? And so it's just like a pattern. It's really easy after you get started. I'm going outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, and you just keep continuing that way as you go up. One also key tip is as you're going up, you want to make sure all of these little strings on the outside are pushed down, okay? So for what I mean by that is I want to make sure that all the, like this string right here is not all the way pushed down. So I want to make sure that it is. And as I keep going, I want to keep my string pretty tight as I'm going. So I just went outside and inside. I'm just going to keep going. So now it's outside the cup right here. You can see the string is going outside of this flap, and it's going to go behind this flap on the inside, and I'm pulling them all down. Then it's going to go outside, inside, outside of this flap, inside of this flap, and I'm just keep going around and around. So it's outside this flap. That means the next one has to be inside, right? And so I'm pulling them all the way down really close to each other as I go. And as I keep going up, my cup will get woven together into a basket. So I went outside of this little strip, inside behind this strip, outside of this one, inside of this one, outside, inside. Now I'm going to go outside here. Sometimes these the little cup pieces kind of stick down inside. You can fold those back out. And so I'm going outside, inside. I'm working on my basket to make sure that it's working the way it should. And these little flaps sometimes can be a little bit tricky at the bottom of your basket, but they get better and better as you keep going, okay? And easier to do. So let me get a little bit more yarn off of my roll of yarn here. There we go. And so I'm looking again. So now I'm going to show you another few rounds, and then I'll show you my finished basket again. So here is my outside. Then I need to go behind this one to go on the inside, outside of this one. So that means the next little strip over, I need to go behind, which is on the inside of the cup, outside, inside. And I just keep turning mine around. So now I'm going to go outside again, inside, outside, inside, outside. Oops, outside, inside. There we go. And then I'm going to go outside here and inside. And so you can see I've kind of gone all the way around again. And I'm just going to keep working my way up. And so down here is the trickiest part of the basket. But once you have your pattern going, you can just keep going with it, right? So I'm going to keep going. So now I'm going outside, inside, outside. And I'm going to go behind this one to go inside again. Just making sure my yarn is all the way pushed down. Then it's outside again. And then it's inside, which goes behind. And then it's outside. And then it's inside. And then it's outside. I got to go behind this little flap to make it go inside. And I'm pushing all my little strings down as I go too. So here's an outside. I'll put it outside of the cup, and then I'm going to go back inside behind the next flap over. and I'm going to go outside. I'm going to go behind to go inside again. Sometimes your string can get caught out on the other flaps. There we go. And I'm making sure again to push all my yarn down as I am going, right? Okay, so this takes a little bit of time, but it's an easy same few steps. All you do is go outside and inside, which means, of course, some of the strings, one string goes outside here, it goes behind inside here. It's going to go outside here on this one, right here, and then it's going to go back inside again. Outside, inside, outside, inside, which means I'm wrapping it around. So maybe I can show you this way as well. So it's going to go outside. I'm going to wrap it around on the inside here. Pull it all the way down. So that was an inside. So now I'm going to go outside, inside, outside, inside, outside on this one here, inside, outside. You're just going back and forth on that same pattern all the way up until it's woven all the way together, right? And so that's what I've been doing. And as you go, of course, you just want to keep pulling a little bit more of the yarn out so you have more to go, right? So maybe I'll finish this little extra bit of yarn and then I will show you the finished cup. So right now on this flap, I am outside. You can see it's going outside the cup. So that means on the next flap, on this one, I need to go behind it on the inside of the cup. This one, I need to go outside. So I'm going to go across it. Then I'm going to go inside. Then I'm going to go outside. Then I'm going to go inside behind that one, making sure all the threads are down. And then I'm going to go outside here. And remember, this just keeps going and going until we're all the way up to the top. Okay. So let me see. I'm just going to keep going here a little bit. Outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside. This is a fun thing to do. I made my other basket. I was watching TV. This is a really fun thing to do as you might be watching some TV or a show, something right now. It's something you can do easily. Once you get your habit, your pattern down, you're able to do it kind of while you're doing other things or enjoying time with your family. I'm going to go around the outside to the inside, around the outside to the inside, pulling it tight each time, to the outside, to the inside, to the outside, to the inside, to the outside, to the inside, to the outside flap. Then I'm going to go inside and wrap it inside. And so this is basically kind of like weaving our own basket. Oftentimes, instead of having the paper cup, these would be like pieces of wood, little sticks that go up and down, and then they would use the grasses to weave around them. And so we're kind of mimicking that and being inspired by that with this project as we go inside and outside and inside. Again here. All right, so as you can see, I've gone up a bunch of layers and it hasn't taken me too long so far. What you're going to do then, as you get up to the top, when your string is up at the top here, you can kind of tuck it in. You notice I went all the way up, all the way to the little rim of the cup, weaving it inside and outside all the way to the top. And then what you can do is kind of just tuck the string in and trim it off. That's what I did right there. And so then now you can see it makes a cool design on the inside and a cool design with some lines on the outside of our own little basket, okay? So what you can do is once you are done with your basket, you can go on to Seesaw and show your basket off, or you can go on to Google Classroom and you can make your flip grid for this project where you can show off your basket that you've woven with the string or yarn. And of course, this video is helpful to you if you haven't been able to make it to our Zoom class. In Zoom class, I will show you how to go all the way up to the top and tie it off at the end, okay? So hopefully you will be able to join us this week for our basket. And if not, hopefully this video was able to help you get started and work on your basket on your own, okay? I'm looking forward to seeing you this week when we create our woven baskets. And I will see you all coming up this week. All right. All right. I'll see you all next time, artists. Bye, everyone.